I've got a mystery down at the allotment. Before Christmas in late autumn, I planted some onion sets, and I planted them in two lots about a week apart. And after a couple of weeks, they both sprouted, started to grow, and they were looking fine. But now, the second lot is still looking good, but the first lot have disappeared. So I decided to ask around and see if anybody could shed some light on this mystery. First of all, I went to a man in the street. "Excuse me, sir, can you tell me anything about my missing onions?"
What are you asking me for? I don't know.
No luck there then. So next I spoke to Professor Marks from the Institute of Missing Vegetables. He's a man that really knows his onions. "Professor, can you shed any light on my disappearing onions?" We have managed to rule out a few possibilities, but at the present time we don't have sufficient data to form a firm working hypothesis.
Well, no joy there either. Next, we thought we'll try Scotland Yard, and we contacted Inspector Marcus, who agreed to speak to us on the condition that we shield his identity. "Inspector, have you got any news about our missing onions?"
At the present time, we're unable to make an arrest, but we are pursuing several lines of inquiry, and we have interviewed a number of small mammals.
Well, it looks like we're going to have to do some digging of our own. I brought you up to the allotment today to show you the problem I've got with the onions. Now, here, the onions are doing fine. If you can see them, they're up little green shoots, and they've survived the snow, and they're going to be okay. Next door is a patch of onions I planted about a week before, and well, apart from the odd one, there's really nothing there. These ones, again, next door, I planted a week later, and they're okay too. And the same in other parts of the allotment. Wherever I've planted onions in the second week, they've come up. The first week, they've disappeared. To add to the mystery, about, a week or two after I'd planted them, they were all up. They're all beginning to grow and showing little shoots. They looked pretty much the same. And so they've experienced all the same conditions. I planted them in the same way, everything the same. But the first lot I planted are all gone, the second lot are all okay. What I'm going to do is to dig around with this unlikely looking tool and see if there are any onions left in the soil. If there are, they might come again and they might be okay. But if they're not, then the whole onion's gone. I've got to tell you about this tool. It's the cheapest, nastiest, most shoddily made tool I've ever had, but it was cheap. It was £1 in the pound shop, and it's very useful. But God, the workmanship is appalling. Well, I've had a dig around, and this appears to be the only survivor so far. And there are no little onions in the soil ready to spring up. So what I'll do is I'll just dig over that bed and get it ready for planting something else. The value of the onion sets is negligible, really. £1.50 they cost for about £1. But it's the time and effort of planting them, and the onions I was looking forward to having in the summer. So I don't know, I'll re-dig it over and plant something else, but it's a mystery. Just look at the place, it's all soaking wet. There's no standing water left anymore, but the ground is just saturated, and even on the grass here your feet sink in when you stand on it, and you can't work on the plot. It would just destroy the soil structure to work on it now. So what am I doing? I'm going to go home.